Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot time. Did everybody have a fabulous weekend? We are in the middle of more storms. Okay, so we are moseying along. I'm getting ready to put up some more challenges, journals, meditation programs, all these different things. So if you haven't signed up at the Tarot Bridge, make sure you do. These are all free and they are learning little learning classes that I'm giving that I think you'll find interesting. They are starting, I believe, next Monday. So between now and then, if you haven't signed up at the tarotbridge.com, put it right here. I will do it now, and then I will make sure your email's included. Did that make sense? It went right around that one. I had made a video yesterday, and unfortunately, I don't know, like the sound died halfway through, which I don't know. I mean, I checked to make sure it's on. I recharged it. So here's Luna. So God willing, I changed the lights behind me. I put in a disco theme. And don't mind me today. I was out for a little bit and I just got caught in the rain. Luna, she's like pushing me from behind. Can you see her? Luna, you want to say hi to everyone? Okay. All right. So, if you haven't signed up yet, it's tarotbridge.com. Come on over, grab yourself a reading with one of my vetted readers, or just take advantage of all the free programs that I have. I'm trying to build the membership. I'm trying to get us into the App Store. We should know pretty soon. We kind of had to change a couple of things, but we'll find out pretty soon. Wagon is dragging today. Okay, let's see what we have. I also, oh my God, this, it's like, hold on, I got to show you. Isn't that the cutest? Look at that little face. Little kitty face. No. All right, stop it. All right, so I'm going to just do a general reading with my Rider-Waite deck. This is my, I keep forgetting the name of it, but this is a nice Rider-Waite. And then at the end, if you stick around, choose to, I want you to put a person in your head who you think about, and I'm going to give you a message of love from them. Okay, so if you have someone on your mind, if you don't, you don't have to. Nobody's being forced. Let's see what we have here. First card, judgment. Yay. What does judgment actually mean? Well, let's talk about judgment. Okay. These people are in caskets and they're coming out of the caskets. Okay. So this usually tells us that something we thought was dead and gone kind of reappears. I got to cover because you know what? TikTok gets like really pissy. Something that we thought was gone kind of reappears. Okay. That's a general theme. But not only that, this is the digesting card. Did someone ever say something to you and then, like, a couple of weeks later, a month later, you get that aha moment? Or this is just when something actually clicks in your head. I know I can only speak for myself, but sometimes I have to educate myself, get it in the noggin, to kind of figure things out. Well, here she comes. She goes, I couldn't get in that way. I'm coming in this way. No. So when the judgment card appears, it tells us that if you haven't had that epiphany, you're about to get an epiphany. Okay. You're about to be educated. You're about to figure something out. And it's almost like, to me, like that manifestation thing. Like you kind of like really figure out how it works and why it works and how to get what you really need to have happen in your life. And I like the judgment card for you because I feel like a lot of you have been kind of stuck in certain areas of your life, really not knowing where to go, what to do, which way to handle things. Well, you're going to have that aha moment, okay? That moment when everything clicks and you're like, oh, that's what they were talking about, it's like you've read a book and you put it down and you're going, like, I didn't absorb anything. Well, you're going to have that moment of absorption, okay? And it's going to come from the past. Now, it could be with, anything. It doesn't always have to be an ex, but judgment does tell us that something from the past kind of revisits. Now it's either the situation or it's the person. Okay, it's the person. I'm not going to read this card because I didn't pull it with intent to read. Luna, I I don't know what she's into now. I pulled it with um intent to block. If that makes sense. So the magician, it kind of keeps us on this manifesting road. The magician tells us that you have all the tools, okay? So sometimes we all fall short in self-confidence, myself included. Um, we could tell each other, ourselves we're so great, but there's always that little person in there saying, yeah, there's no way you can. Something's gonna, screw it up or whatever. But the magician tells you that you have the ability to do what you want. You have the ability to create things. You have all the tools. And if you look on his little table there, he's got the wands, the cups, the pentacles. He's got everything that he needs to make the swords, to make whatever he's looking for happen. So I think with both cards is it kind of tells you maybe you're getting another swing at the ball. Okay. Maybe you're getting another swing at the ball, but this time you're ready. Let's talk about timing, shall we? I always say that because of what I do and the amount of people I speak to, I'm looking at this red. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me just scooch that like that. Um, I just have this like inner vision because don't forget, I read for people all over the world. I mean, I speak to people all over the place and we're all the same. We may speak different languages, we may have different cultures, but for the most part, we're all the same. We're all human and we all want and crave the same thing. Some people want more like financial, some people want more love, but we're all human and we're all the same. And if you think you're any different or any better than anyone else, you're not. Aren't you glad I told you that? So, anyway, I feel like something kind of resurfaces, but this time you're ready. Okay. This time you're ready to handle it. And it could be anything. I'm not going to start reading into what it could be. I could be here a month of Sundays. But now you're ready to handle it. Okay. Why? Because you're educated, because you've had the life lessons. And these are two major cards because you've had the different situations that made you grow. I talked about in my live the other night, if you catch it, one situation where I was struggling single mom with 3 kids. That taught me a lot. And I think back to that situation and when I was going through it, I wasn't happy about it. But I look back now and I'm saying, you know what, I'm kind of glad it happened because it did make me a better person. It made me more compassionate, it humbled my ass 1, 2, 3. And it also made me realize if I could handle that, I could handle a lot. So it kind of going through all those different situations in your life are adding to your blueprint. Okay. And think about if life was just all a cakewalk. Like what kind of blueprint would you have of life? What would you be? Would you have the same emotions? Would you love the same? Would you hate the same? All that different stuff. You know what I'm saying? What kind of life would you live? You know? So we do have to wrap our arms around all our adversities. Adversity. Because they do make us who we are. Okay. But now the universe looks down and says, hey, you over there. Remember when you were thinking of buying a house 2 years ago? Well, you weren't financially stable. But now for 2 years, you learned how to budget your money. And guess what? You're going to be able to buy yourself a home and you're going to be able to keep that home because you're going to be able to um, balance your money because you've learned it. Say 2 years ago, you were just chomping at the bit to get into a relationship and you really couldn't meet anyone and you were drawing in the same type of person. So you said, screw it. I'm going to stay single. I'm going to work on myself. Well, guess what? You got to know yourself. You know who you are, so you know what kind of person you need. And you're not with a person out of need. You're with them out of want. You know, you don't want to be with someone because they help pay your rent. You don't want to be with someone because of what they can give you. You know, that's not the right way to be with somebody. So now you've learned all that. So now the universe brings back in the situation. They're like, bring it back in. She's ready or he's ready. I keep forgetting I have some guys here. So I like these cards. I think they're very telling. All right, everyone. One card for the end for whoever you're thinking about. Burning Heart Love Oracle. Okay. I want to reach out, but don't know how. So, for whoever is on your mind, they are looking to reach out to you, but they're not sure how to approach you. That's who's on your mind. So, never say never. All right, everyone. This is Coffee and Tarot Time. I am the Queen of Wands. Everyone, have a great day.